What's up, everybody? It's Trey Smith with College Game Time, back with another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to a clip from Coach Dickert at Washington State, which I wholeheartedly agree with. Like, despite how fun it is from a content standpoint to sort of cover and follow the realignment stuff and the dominoes and make the predictions and then see how things shake out based off what you've been saying, and then all of a sudden you start having people giving you information with that are in, you know, credible positions. It makes it enjoyable, but at the end of the day, it's not good for college football. And that's not a knock on, even in this case, like Brett Yormark's. Like, no, he's doing what he's got to do to survive, right? It's only the strong survive. And I'm going to play this clip real quick, but before I do, just an update. As most of you probably know, if you were Team UConn for filling that 16th spot in the Big 12 expansion, well, it's not looking great. I would say Utah is in the lead right now. But I will stand by what I said yesterday, because I believe that to be concrete, accurate information, that if Yormark gets his way, it'll be UConn. Now, Yormark has also shown he can play chess. So he might do something now short term, like bring in Utah, knowing what the long-term play is. But I still am going to stand by that statement, that if he gets his way right now, that's who it would be. For me personally, it makes the most sense. I've got plenty of content already out there explaining why, so I'm not going to make this about that. But I want to play this clip. And he was asked about the realignment shuffling that's happening and essentially where the Pac-12 is. And quite frankly, Washington State right now, you know, them and Oregon State seem like they're the odd ones out. You could throw Cal and Stanford in there as well, but at least Cal and Stanford are getting some interest from the Big Ten. I wrote a piece yesterday on collegegametime.com. I'd encourage you to go read about my feelings towards what I believe Commissioner Mike Oresco, the American Athletic Commissioner, should do as it pertains to Washington State and Oregon State, given the shaky ground of the Pac, whatever we want to call them right now, Pac-9, possibly Pac-6, maybe Pac-4 before it's all said and done, maybe Pac-none. But let's listen to this clip. And then I kind of shared some stuff on Twitter that's kind of generated some discussion I want to try to bring here to the YouTube channel. So this is Coach, I believe, Jake Dickert from Washington State, asked about the realignment madness.
It's one of those things, you know, guys, we got to control what we can control. You know, it's amazing to me, you know, how, you know, the old question, how long would it take TV money to destroy college football? Maybe we're here. You know, maybe we're here. You know, to think even remotely 5 years ago the Pac-12 would be in this position, it's unthinkable to think that we're here today. And to think that local rivalries are at risk and fans driving 4 hours to watch their team play in a road game and rivalries is at risk, to me is unbelievable.
And I want to say this, man. I agree with everything that man just said. This is not good for college football. And those of you that know me, you know that I am, my heart of hearts, I am a Southwest Conference guy. And quite frankly, we're going to go through a timeline here of events that got us to where we're at now. But I mean, the Southwest Conference, I mean, that's my family. That's what I grew up on. That's my childhood, early childhood, I should say. And, you know, same stuff that's happening now was the same stuff that destroyed it then. And, you know, you could throw some stones at the Longhorns or whoever, but it ultimately came down to TV money and slots on TV at that time that destroyed the conference. But first, let me give credit where credit is due. I took this clip. It is from, I believe, Alex Crescenti. So that's at Alex_Crescenti, Crescenti on Twitter, or X. Yeah, X, pressing that X has been weird for me. But that's where I got this. I didn't put the whole clip that he put up. I just put the part that I want to discuss now. But if you want to go see the full, go to him, follow him. That's where it came from. But I love, or I was intrigued when he said the old question of how long till TV money destroys college football. And I want to take you back, because this goes back to 1984 when OU, who's mostly known for this, but a lot of people don't realize Georgia also filed a lawsuit against the NCAA as it pertained to media rights and negotiating, or the freedom to negotiate media rights. And essentially it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, the OU Board of Regents versus the NCAA. And the ruling determined that I'm paraphrasing here, so just bear with me, but basically that universities and conferences had the right and the freedom to negotiate their own media contracts. Well, at the time, there was this thing called the College Football Association, the CFA. And that was who handled all the media negotiating for pretty much the top dogs in all of college football. Well, after this ruling, the Big Ten and the Pac-10 at the time separated and got their own deal with ABC. So the CFA still had a deal with ABC for the teams and conferences it represented, but then the Pac-10 and the Big Ten branched off and got their own deal. And that was kind of that first domino to fall post-lawsuit. Then you get to 1991, and the Notre Dame left the CFA and got their exclusive deal with NBC, which they still have to this day. So that happened in 1991. Then you fast forward another year later, 92, the SEC poached Arkansas and added South Carolina. Arkansas was in the Southwest Conference. South Carolina was an independent. I say poached lightly because they did take them, but Arkansas, they always had, as my granddad likes to say, my granddad being a man who's been on the chairman, one of the chairmen of the Cotton Bowl for, I think since the 70s, said that Frank Broyles was always acted as if Arkansas got treated like the redheaded stepchild by the Southwest Conference. And so my point in sharing that is they were looking as well. They were open to leaving. Well, why would the SEC bring Arkansas and South Carolina in? Well, they were trying to make their conference's media package much more desirable. And believe it or not, coming out of the 80s, adding a team like Arkansas enhanced your media product significantly. Okay, because LSU, Georgia, I'm not saying they weren't solid programs then. I'm just saying they weren't what they are today. Bama was, because Bama's Bama. And some of these other schools, Auburn, again, I'm not saying they were just like these slouches. They just weren't what they are today. And so adding Arkansas, and then of course South Carolina as well, kind of rounding out that southeastern region, allowed them to put together a media product that was good enough for them to leave the CFA as well. Both the SEC and the Big East left the CFA, I think, in 1995 to sign a deal with CBS. The Big East obviously bringing a basketball product that was unmatched, and then you had the SEC bringing a high-quality football product. And so that happened. In 1992 was when the two teams went to the SEC. I think by 94, the SEC left. 95, the Big East left the CFA to sign their own deals with CBS. By 1996, the Southwest Conference was dead. By 1997, the College Football Association, the CFA, was dead. Fast forward to 2013. Between 97 and 2013, there was some moving and shaking that had happened. But by 2013, when you look at some of the shaking that happened with the Big 12, you look at the shaking that happened with the Big East and the ACC, and all of a sudden by 2013, the Big East is dead. And now here we are in 2023, possibly looking at the Pac-12, formerly the Pac-10, dead. Their demise, which is crazy. Because at one point, they were one of the most marketable, I don't even know what word to put on it, brands in all of college football. I mean, they were the ones that branched off with the Big Ten. And now here we are, 40 years later, 94, 04, 14, 20. Yeah, nearly 40 years later. And, it's all but done. It's like, I know there's reports coming out right now that, the 9 might stick together. Big Ten's not going to make an offer to Oregon and Washington until they see what Arizona does, and everyone's putting all eyes on Arizona. They're the domino that's going to determine the fate of the conference. And really, what's happening is we just have an extended, dramatic game of no, you hang up first happening. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. but the outcome ultimately is inevitable. And I do believe that there will be 5 more defections from the pack. I don't know. I'm still clinging to the Big 12 bringing in UConn over Utah, even though a lot of reports are disputing that right now. And I get it. Football does drive the bus. I'm not going to rabbit trail on that again today. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. This realignment mess, it's crazy, but it does. Some of you remember better than me because some of you are older than me and some of you are a lot older than me. In fact, my demographic on this channel is 18 to 66. So some of you remember this way more than me, and some of you are like, wow, I never even knew that. You weren't even born until, you didn't even know what the Southwest Conference was. So anyways, let me know your thoughts. And if I paraphrase, so if I left some things out, feel free to add them into the comments. Let me know how you think this is going to play out, and is it destroying college athletics? TV money, put aside your allegiances to your conferences and really think like, okay, what would be best? Would it be best to going back to regional conferences competing for their regional bowl? Or we are where we are. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Let's have the 2 super conferences in football, and then it's seemingly a 3rd super conference on the basketball side that also puts out a competitive football conference. And then I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Oh, and another thought is the American Athletic about to surpass the Pac in the pecking order, or will the Pac have to merge with the Mountain West? To save face. I don't know. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I appreciate you watching. It's Trey Smith with College Game Time.